Oh man, I've been sick for a week. Can't wait to hop on and start recording some Minecraft. Alright, let's go to multiplayer. Can't connect to... Can't... What? Oh, cool, thanks, Fluctus. Man, this is great. Your server is disabled. I'm sure the reason for this is good. It isn't. So there you go. While we're watching Nuke fly around and do whatever the hell he is doing in a creative test world, let's talk about exactly why that server's not available. Fluctus sucks. So, Fluctus turns off our server when the CPU is over 90%. It's been running well for about a week, and lately it's been stuttering and acting like crap, and they've closed our service for it. You can see the time there. It's suspended until like April 13th, which is when our time is up. And then it's going to close down anyway, so I'm not too sure that they're actually going to do anything about it. As far as data loss, let me just tell you now that I made a backup. All the data is completely safe. If I sound weird, it's because of what I mentioned at the beginning. I have been sick for the past week. It is currently April 7th. And the effects started on April 2nd or so? I don't know. It's been about a whole week. Went to the doctor second or third day. Turns out I have influenza type B, so it's been dreadful. But I'm back at it now, kinda. This is the first day where I woke up feeling good. I didn't even take meds. The fever's gone. Sore throat is obviously lingering. I mean, when you've had a scratchy throat for a week, it's gonna be a second, guys, before I get my beautiful tones back. However, some could argue that I sound better now. That's up for debate. But as far as the server, um, we've been looking at a lot of hosts. Do not think we've been resting in this impending doom of our server. I've been bedridden, but, you know, capable of making decisions, so I've been helping there. New server member Major, goes by Major Leopard, something like that. He has been a tremendous assistance because he's a server architect, systems architect, so he knows all about this stuff and he knows what's shit, what's not shit, why these prices can be so low, and why hosts like Fluctus suck ass. It's about to get real technical. If you don't care for that, I don't blame you. You might want to just skip ahead because it will get interesting for you soon. However, if you are a server host, if you're a person who plans to host a server, or you do host a server, or you're, I don't know, about to, this is information you'll need. So there are what we typically call a server is basically just a typical CPU, Xeon E5, E3, V3, V5, lots of cores. They partition off a few cores, a core, two or three, and then they use software to make it available to multiple people. So basically, you can have one CPU with, these are fake numbers. I have no idea how many people they could fit. If you got like a 10 core CPU, you can maybe split it off to like 100 people or whatever. I don't know. Obviously, to split that over that many people is a lot of people fighting over that CPU. Typically, it's okay. I mean, typically you got, let's be honest, 12, 13-year-old kids with their punch-in trees and their cute forts. I'm sure the TPS on that world has never dipped below 20. You know, those probably run extremely smoothly with very little CPU usage. Maybe a lot of RAM if their friends come over, but more often than not, not a lot. And they can coexist a lot, nice and easily. Nuke has inconveniently stopped moving, but look at what's around us right now. Oh, there we go. We've got logic in the background, a 1280 furnace array right there. Video on that soon. And he's doing more redstone as we speak. So this kind of stuff, when that furnace array is running, I can assure you we need those cores. Um, that's kind of just the technical bit. I don't know a ton, still sick. So we have found hosts that are extremely low prices, but when we bought a month for, a cheap budget server, $5 or so, we would test out the server and it just didn't perform well. We found a host that literally told me that a VPS wasn't what we were looking for, virtual private server, because of the fact that their price to performance was so exceptional. Basically, they're saying that we have so many people on the CPU that you are not going to be able to host your laggy Minerva world on it. And that kind of sucked. So what I just mentioned was a virtual private server. This is what we've been looking into. So most of these game servers are typical servers, like just the CPU with software loaded on it to split it off to multiple people, and then you can buy that for X amount of time, and then they'll install Minecraft for you, give you a nice interface, which is what you would call like a Minecraft panel, multi-craft panel. You might have heard of these. And that's what most people like. That's what people like me like. I don't know how to set up my own server, so this makes it easy for me. Obviously, I am not the minority here, so that's what a lot of people like to go with. Well, uh, that comes with a premium. I mean, minimum $5 per gig in a lot of cases. That's usually a pretty good price. And they'll just charge you a lot because they've already installed everything for you. Whereas a VPS, a virtual private server, is basically that same machine, that same setup, minus the installation of Minecraft and stuff. They call it a VPS because it's not really always for gaming. You could do anything with that. A business could host its website off of that. They could, host transactions or something, whatever you want to do. And that's better because they'll oftentimes offer a cheaper service with less people being hosted on that computer, making it a more powerful service for less money. And if you have qualified people a part of your group, such as I do with Minerva, these guys, I trust me, I would not be a part of that. These guys can install Minecraft and get everything squared away and have it running very smooth. And that's all really great. Okay, I have to mention this background stuff right now. This is perfect. Nuke doesn't know I'm doing this, so shout out to him. Anyway, uh, the VPS is a really great deal for us, and that's what we're looking into. However, we have found a host. We've looked at a lot of them, a lot. But the host we have found, and here are our requirements if anybody's curious. So after experience, I love experience, guys. If there is any knowledge in the world that's most valuable to me, it's experience. I Nobody told me what I'm about to tell you. Nobody, I didn't read this anywhere. From what I have found, from what we have done, 4 gigabytes of RAM is perfect for us. We have had 15, 16 people on explosions, tree farms, iron farms running simultaneously, and we have never exceeded 4 gigabytes of RAM. And we play on a 6 gig world, so we would know. 4 gigs is just perfect. There's no sense in wasting the memory. There's no sense in wasting our money. Because Minerva is not crowd-funded. The people who play on here all contribute, so it's a really great deal. And so what we need is 4 gigs. So the minimum is 4 gigabytes of RAM, preferably multiple servers, because we do have creative test servers, and all of that for as low as possible. And the world needs to be stable always at 20 TB. Just the most powerful server we can get. There's really not much that there's really not a lot of leeway that we have there. So finding a host that would be able to kind of fit all of these requirements has been a trick. We've probably sifted through about a dozen at least different hosts. I mentioned in the very beginning that we would be going with cubed host, but I was turned on to the idea that we would have multiple servers from the same host, and that's not something Cubed Host can do. We raised 200 and some dollars for 6 months at Cubed Host, which would have been for one server for half a year. A different host that I'm not, well, I don't know. I don't really want to talk about the name, but the host that we found is $320 for 5 servers and a grand total of about 12 gigabytes of RAM for a year. That's significantly better. That's like 50% more cost for double the length and quintuple the servers. that makes me very happy. And we've tested it. Major has been a major help. Haha. He has actually been purchasing like single month at a time, just $5 here, $5 there. I don't know how this guy does it. He's been a great help. However, these IPs are up for a month, so we might as well use them, I guess. Anyway, um, he has been buying these for once a month, and we've been testing it. By testing, I'm talking 2,000 pigs in the world, TNT exploding everywhere, just seeing how it works. I don't think the jar, no, it's not loaded up on this world, and unfortunately the survival world is a little fucked right now. But if you guys have been watching my videos before, then you've seen the TPS counter that's right under the tab screen, and then there's a milliseconds per tick thing that really gives you a lot of information about how how it keeps how the server is handling the load right now, or the world, or the machine. I don't fucking know. Uh, there's going to be a link to that video in the description below where you can actually download and install that jar if you want to use it for yourself. So, I'm talking to you all right now because the world's down, but I had to talk about this anyway. This has been throughout the past week or so. I've been physically too sick to play. If you've been observant, then you've noticed that I've been uploading every other day, and that's because I can't. I cannot. Ugh. I've been not that active. That footage was recorded like a week ago. I'm sorry. But Nuke has died on me here, apparently. So the host we finally found is about 4 gigabytes of RAM for about $12 a month, and then we're gonna get 4 other 2 gigabyte RAM servers for I believe $6 a month each, which is awesome. That scales nicely, and that should be about, like I said, 320 for the whole year, and that's a great deal. I don't know if there's any annual um, discounts or whatever, which is interesting that I mentioned that because I did email them and never actually heard back. You'd think you'd As I was saying that, I just checked my phone. It turns out they did email me back, but when I opened it, once again, so sick that I had completely forgotten about it and closed the email and forgot. So let me look into that. Okay, they seem pretty solid. It's funny in the email they just sent me, I might put it on the screen. They mentioned that they would never contact you in game, and if anybody joins claiming to be them, to ignore them. Uh, that doesn't really apply to us because that would probably never happen to me. Ah! Ah, the server crashed. Fluctus is taking them down one by one. Nuke was just showing me something. Server crashed, no big deal. So, to conclude, we've been looking at a lot of different hosts. I think we found one that we really like. I don't know why I didn't say the name earlier. GG Servers. I should actually really mention GG Servers because if any of you guys have had any experience with them, please tell me if they're good or not. You'll save us a lot of hassle. Because like I said, we kind of plan to just unload. I'm talking just purchase a lot at once and just go for it. Um, yeah, so we are going with the budget plan. That's the idea. We did test it, got phenomenal results. Apparently, it held up extraordinarily well under the pressure. And in the email they just sent me, they recommended we get premium, which is precisely twice as much. But I, I don't know. I'm thinking we might get premium for the survival world because the creative servers they don't need that much. Let's be honest. The reason we would have multiple of them is stuff like the Netherweb could be its own world. The furnace array could be its own world. The world where people were doing their villager trading stuff could be its own world. Um, I should do a video on that. So, yeah, that's where I've been. That's what's been up. Sorry if it's not that, you know, not that conclusive. I mean, the server's gone to hell. I went to hell and back, and now I'm kind of recovering. So, yeah, we're gonna need a new host. It shouldn't really affect, yeah, it should affect the videos. I mean, a better host means we'll have a lot less problems. You guys have seen in the Minerva logs where I've complained so much about the different problems we've had, and now it should be a lot better. So, I hope you enjoyed what little we got of Nuke being a redstonist. Can anybody figure out what this is? But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and thanks for watching.